Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, beautiful people on this beautiful, beautiful planet you get to call home for such a tiny amount of time. Tiny amount of time as the entity that you are. You, my friends, are having a temporary human experience. As awareness, consciousness, as the soul inhabiting that body for a temporary period of time. And then it is over. I'm not going to go into the reincarnation and all that shit on this video. This is just a short this happens when I'm out walking or when I'm out running, when I'm out in nature, because there's no ego, there's no story, there's no conditioned mind. Once that dissolves away, then awareness, consciousness, the soul, the witnesser, everything opens up. You become open to everything because you're not programmed. You're not being led by the program in the mind, which is all false. All the program is just conditioning. It's just things that you've been told, that you've identified with and said, yeah, that's me. Them stories, what mummy told you, what daddy told you, what schools have told you, what governments have told you, what religion has told you, it's all just stories. It's all conditioning. It's all a program playing out in the mind. If you go further enough into self-inquiry, you'll realise that them thoughts, the mind is talking to itself. There's nobody there to listen to it. But what happens is the thought comes up, and because of no fault of your own, because of the program, because of conditioning, because you've been told no different way, you identify with the thought. That thought is me. Me being whatever your name is, whatever you believe your name is. That's just something that your mum or dad gave you. Could be called you could be called fucking anybody, couldn't you? Let's be real. Okay, now, what has the world done to itself? It's become programmed. It's become conditioned. But thankfully, entities are waking up in the body. You're just the soul, consciousness, the witnesser, inhabiting that body for a temporary period of time. If you can't be joyful, if you can't be loving, if you can't live in happiness, then what are you doing here? I tell you what you're doing here. You're feeding loosh. You're producing loosh. You're producing negative energy for other beings. What you might realise on this planet is it's very dense. It's negative. The majority of people that you come into contact with are negative, are living in fear, are living in worry, anxiety, depression, because of the thoughts in the head, because they're listening to something that is false. So they're going against everything that they are. So they're going to be living in negativity. But what you'll realise is that I might go through it actually. How you doing, buddy? Alright? I think this is the safest bet for me today. Oh shit. What the hell? I'm being whipped. But yeah, that the majority of entities are living in negativity. And unfortunately, they're feeding off that negativity. They're feeding off other people's. It's like being a narcissist. But the majority of people are like that. They'll feed off other people's shit. If somebody's doing bad in life, they love it. If somebody's living in fear, they'll thrive off that. Because they've been taken over. They've been taken over by a delusion. A delusion in the mind. If them thoughts just appear and there's nobody there to listen to the thought, if you don't identify with it, you don't identify with the mind, then you come to realise that it's talking to itself. There is nobody there to listen to it. It's all conditioning. It's all a program playing out in the mind. It's all bollocks. So what happens is you have a thought, you identify with the thought. That's me. That's my opinion. That's my view. Is it bollocks? It's very rare that any being on this planet has ever had their own original thought. Check that one out. So if entities have never had their own original thought, then what is that then? It's a story, innit? It's a conditioning. It's a program. It's everything that they've been told. Morning, you right? You're only ever in contact with somebody's conditioned mind. That is it. People can give you dirty looks. People can be mean. People can do whatever they want. Because it's just a program playing out in the mind. It's all nonsense anyway. If they really truly knew that the conversation that they're having in the mind is actually with the self, not with the true self, but with the egoic self, they're having a conversation with their own conditioning. They're having you're in a conflab with your own program mind. That thought comes up, you identify with it, and then you have a conversation with it. Fucking hell. When if you leave those thoughts alone, if you don't identify with the mind, if you don't identify with the ego, with the story, then them thoughts one just appear, and the majority of people are having a conversation with the self. They identify with the thought. That's me. I've had that thought, boom. I've got that opinion, I've got that view. And then they go into a conversation in the mind. Living whole lifetimes from the false self. Living whole lifetimes from the ego. From the conditioned mind. From the program. Fucking hell, fire. What has the world done to itself? Wowzers. You're only ever in contact with somebody's conditioned mind. You're only ever in contact with somebody's story. I could wave and stand at 10 different people. Every one of them entities, hello beautiful. Every one of them entities is going to have a different reaction to me standing and waving and smiling. Because of the story playing out in their mind in that moment. That's got fuck all to do with you. If they were truly aware that them thoughts could never be them, they never have been them, and they never will be them, that they're just identifying with the conditioned mind, they're just identifying with the story, that thought comes up and you identify with it, don't you? You say, I'm having that thought. I believe what somebody's told me. I believe what religion has told me, what the doctors have told me, what your mum's told you, what your dad's told you. You believe all them stories. That becomes your ego, that becomes your identity. So of course you're going to identify with it. That thought comes up, boom, you're in the game. The program's taken over. Away you go. Day after day after day after day after day. Year after year after year after year after year. Lifetime after lifetime. Living in fear. Living in worry. Living in anxiety. Living in depression. When all along, there has only ever been awareness. You've just been witnessing those thoughts. Consciousness, the soul within the body. You're having a temporary human experience. That is the bottom line. Your soul is inhabiting that body for a temporary period of time. And then it is over. You can either be in the world and of the world, or you can be in the world but not of the world. You get a choice. I don't give a fuck what anybody's doing around me. Doesn't bother me. Because I know that if there was a thought to pop up, that there is nobody there to listen to the thought. There's emptiness. The soul, the witnesser, the consciousness. It's emptiness, it's peace. There's love, there's oneness. Because there's no program playing out in the mind. Cheers, guys. There's no program there. I don't come up into the mind, into thought. Into what mummy told. Hi, doggy. Hey, alright. How you doing, brother? There's nothing there, it's just pure. There's just love. When you go further enough down the path, down the rabbit hole, and you come to realise that then thoughts are just talking to the self, that there's nobody there to listen to the thought. Just the ego is just talking to itself. Fuck you know. What have you done to yourself, people? This is enlightenment. This is being awakened. When you come to realise that them thoughts are not you. That's the dissolvement of the ego. Stay on that path. Be relentless. Absolutely relentless. In your own liberation. And that isn't a liberation of the body. That isn't a liberation of the mind. That isn't liberation of your identification with a person. That's your liberation from this dense planet. There is no mind. All these people come and go. The mind comes and goes. The body comes and goes. It all belongs to the earth. You don't belong to the earth. Them thoughts are not who you are. How can they be? Don't listen to them. Don't pick up any offerings the mind has to offer. And in that place, your suffering ends. There is no suffering. There is no suffering at the end of thought. It doesn't exist. I'm not bothered what any of these entities are doing around me. It doesn't bother me. Because they're all stuck in the program. They're all stuck in the mind. They're stuck in the conditioned mind. They're listening. Half of them people behind me there will be listening to... They'll be just having a conversation with themselves in the mind. Believing that that's who they are. Believing that initial thought, and then I'll latch on to that thought, and it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be whole fucking lifetimes listening to the same fucking thought. And it is really tough. It's not easy. It's not easy to let go of everything that you've been told. And some entities are not here to do that, and that's okay. That's okay. Some entities aren't here to awaken in this lifetime. That's okay. But some entities are, and this is talking to those entities that are. Is it the hardest thing to let go of the ego? Fucking absolutely, because you listen to it the whole lifetime. That's why you've got to be relentless in detaching from it. You've got to be relentless in detaching from it because it's talking to itself. So if you're not relentless in detaching from it, then you're going to live your whole lifetime listening to something that's talking to itself. Living from the stories. Living from the conditioned mind. That's all it is. Empty. Empty, empty, empty. The dissolvement, if that's a word, the dissolvement of the ego is the realization that you've never been that. That all this time you've been listening to something that has been talking to itself. That the mind, the ego, the thoughts are gibbering away in the minds of the self. Not the self being awareness, consciousness, but the self believing that you're the body and mind. Having a conversation with itself, you identify with that thought and away you go. You could spend fucking days trapped in the same thought, lifetimes trapped in the same conditioned mind. There is nobody in there, guys. You're doing it to yourself. You're making yourself suffer, and you can only ever suffer because of the thoughts in your head. There is no fear, worry, anxiety. It doesn't exist. That only exists because of a story you've been told. And you've identified with that, believing that that's who you are. And that's no fault of your own. That's just the way this planet is. People awaken, people don't. And true awakening is when you realise that the false self, the ego, has been jabbering away to itself the whole of your life. The true awakening is when you come to see that. When you come to see the ego for what it is. When you come to see the conditioned mind for what it is. That it's gibberish. It's just what other people have told you. Go and find that place. And in that place, your suffering ends. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. Namaste.